It is not just Baltimore City responding to President Trump's executive orders. Other state officials like Governor Wes Moore and Attorney General Anthony Brown are also weighing in. Fox 25's Jessica Babb is live to show us what they're saying and why political experts say they need to tread lightly. Jessica.
Despite the policy differences between the Trump administration and Governor Wes Moore, as the president was inaugurated, Governor Wes Moore said in a statement that they would partner with that administration when their core principles aligned. Now, while it's not clear exactly how Governor Wes Moore plans to respond to these newly issued executive orders, right now I talked with a political expert who says if the governor's not careful, federal funding could be at risk. In the days since President Donald Trump has taken office, signing a slew of executive orders.
That's a big one.
The state of Maryland is starting to take a stand.
It's throwing a lot of spaghetti at the wall. And I thought this was going to be a strategy from day one, basically throwing so many things out there. How do you respond?
With President Trump's executive orders ranging from immigration to gender and even citizenship, among many other topics. At a press conference in Frederick Tuesday, when asked a question about immigration, Governor Wes Moore responded saying,
"We are continuing to go through now the various executive orders that were laid out yesterday. The two things that I would ask Marylanders to remember in all of this is one is that we will support and protect Marylanders. And while we will always make sure that we are going to follow the laws, we are always going to make sure that Marylanders are protected in all of this."
As they've been sifting through them, we followed up with the governor's office Wednesday asking what the governor means by that. To what extent and how will the state protect people? Well, that's not yet clear.
We're also not going to do things that are unlawful.
While Governor Wes Moore has yet to elaborate on his specific concerns, he reiterated his message to the Trump administration.
We are going to make sure that we are focusing on growing our economy. We're going to focus on protecting Marylanders and protecting Marylanders of their rights and their constitutional rights. And so it's important that not just all Marylanders, but this new administration understands that as well.
Political expert John Deedy says,
I think right now people are being very cautious, especially the governor, about this situation, because at some point there's going to probably be some ICE raids done across the country and in Maryland.
But it's not just the governor. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown is being vocal, opposing many of President Trump's policies. Along with more than a dozen other states, he signed on to this lawsuit challenging an executive order ending birthright citizenship, calling it unconstitutional. He also posted to social media opposing other executive orders impacting federal employees and the executive order recognizing only two genders. While Deedy says the Attorney General can likely get away with saying more than the governor.
And you don't want to poke the bear. He's the one with the purse strings and can make your life difficult regarding a variety of things.
If federal laws aren't followed, federal funding could be put at risk, which could pose a problem for Maryland, considering the state's still grappling with a major budget deficit this year. It could also pose a problem for major projects the governor has, like the Red Line, which will require federal funding and partnership.
I think if Moore stands out too much for the far left of the Democratic Party, they'll be cheering it on, but it might not be a benefit to the citizens of Maryland.
But even before this new presidential term started, tensions were already rising. Moore, who campaigned for Vice President Kamala Harris, previously voiced his concerns about another Trump administration.
I know this is a result that the majority of Marylanders did not hope for. But I do want to be clear, this is the result that this administration is prepared for.
So we also asked the governor's office if he plans to comply with the federal executive orders and if he's concerned about losing federal funding.
If I was going to give the governor advice, pick and choose your battles very carefully.
In response to the questions I asked the governor's office, they are working to provide me with those answers. As soon as I get them, I'll let you know. But I also asked the AG's office if they plan to file any other lawsuits, but they declined to answer. Live in Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.